everybody. My name is Megan Berry with Who's Who in Luxury Real Estate. I'm the president of Who's Who in Luxury Real Estate. I want to welcome you to our LRE partner webinar, Elevating the Luxury Experience, a live demo of Rechat's modern operating platform. I'd like to introduce our partners, Sean Hartley and Cheyenne Hamidi with Rechat. Both Sean and Cheyenne have become more than just partners. They've become reliable resources for us in the industry, and friends too, I'd like to think. We've had a great time collaborating on ways to provide access to their platform. And I think that, in our luxury space, all of us are really interested in elevating constantly, figuring out ways to make what we do better and easier. And Rechat is here to share with us how they can help you do that. So welcome so much to both of you.
Thank you so much, Megan. Thank you for having us here today.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Welcome, everybody. All right. Welcome, everybody. Thank you, Megan, for that. We're also extremely thrilled to have this partnership with you. We started this, I guess, back in August. We attended the New Orleans event, which was fantastic. And we're excited to be there for the next event. But I want to thank everybody for joining us today. We have a half-hour session here today. So it's going to go by pretty quickly. It will feel like a little bit like a speed dating here, because I'm going to go pretty quick, and I'll cover some slides here. And the goal is to give you an overview of what Rechat does, give you a better understanding of what we're doing as a company and what we don't do. And then that should take about 7-8 minutes, and I'm going to pass it on to Sean Hartley here. And Sean will kind of do a demo for us. So he'll actually get into the product and show you some of our favorite parts of the product. And the goal of this session is to just give you an overview. It's half an hour. It's not supposed to be extremely in depth, but it's supposed to give you enough that if you're interested, hopefully you're going to contact us and we're going to get on a call on a more private session and really just have a conversation. Now, as we go through this, feel free to use the chat room to ask any questions you may have. We're going to try to answer those. All right, so I'm going to get into this pretty quickly. I will talk relatively quick, fast to get through these and then actually show you the product. Again, we don't have a ton of time, but let me set the stage. So Rechat, you can think of it as a super app. It's like an operating platform for the real estate brokerage. It's for the brokerage, it's for teams, it's for agents. And the idea behind Rechat is that instead of your agents having to jump between 15 different products to get their work done, they can really go to one app. And it's a lot more of a unified experience. It's extremely simple to use, and they can get their work done there. It's also good news for the admin team because they also don't have to support 15 different products and learn how to use those. And they can really just work with one system and kind of get the work done. Now, that being said, there are 2 key points about Rechat that I'm going to put out there right now, which I think is key points for you to take away. One is that we are not an all-in-one app. We think that's a myth. We don't think that exists. Rechat is highly modularized. You can turn things on and off. So as we go through the experience, I'm going to explain to you what's inside of Rechat. But if you say, oh, but I already have a marketing system that does this, or if I already have a CRM system, not a problem. You can turn those off within Rechat, have your own favorite products to use. The other thing that's very important about Rechat that I love is that it's mobile first. So we have native apps. Whether your agents or your admins are on the phone, on their iPhone, on their Android, on their tablet, whatever they're using, they can be using Rechat. And there's obviously a very strong web experience for Rechat as well. So you can use Rechat anywhere you go. All right. So with that being said, I'm going to give you a quick background of the company to just give you a feel of what the company is and who we are. And then I'll spend more of the time on the product itself. So this is not a new shiny tool. This is not an overnight success. We've actually been doing this and building this product for 10 years now. We founded the company back in 2015, and we have processed over $275 billion worth of transactions for our members on the product. So it's battle-proof product. And the last 2 stats you see here are actually my favorites. One is on adoption, and adoption is a hot topic in the industry. As you all know, and you probably have products right now that you may be struggling with respect to adoption, but the industry average is under 15%. Many of the products within industry get 5%. So that means if you have 100 agents you're paying for, only about 10 to 15 of those agents are actually using your products. Now, one of the things we've truly nailed is that we get on average about 75% adoption on Rechat. And by adoption, we don't just mean a simple login. We actually have an extensive adoption dashboard inside the product that you can take a look at. What are agents doing? What are they using? What are they not using? To the T. So a very high level of adoption. And then we've also been able to preserve all our relationships since 10 years ago. Zero churns for brokerages over 125 licenses. So that means that anybody that ever signed up with us, they're constantly renewing with us. We do all of Douglas Elliman nationwide. They have been on our product for a number of years. They just renewed for a number of years, multi-year agreement. Ryan Serhant has been a great success story for us. And you probably know Ryan from TV shows, but what you may not know is that he runs his entire operation, marketing, CRM, everything on Rechat for his entire brokerage. Last year, they went from 50 agents or 60 agents to 800 agents. And we're a big part of that story. And they've also renewed their contract with us for a number of years. So this is I think, an important part that, when you pick a technology partner, you probably want to pick someone that they're going to be there for a long time. But Rechat is also an award-winning product. So we won a ton of awards over the years. But what I'm really proud of is the recent announcement that just came out of T360. I don't know if everyone's familiar with T360. They are a very prominent consulting firm in the industry, and they have this thing called the Tech 200. If you see that little logo in the middle, they do this every year. They spend the entire year auditing technology platforms deeply to figure out what's the best tools out there. And we got 8 best in classes. This is the biggest number they've ever awarded to any company in their history. Usually companies get 1 or 2 if they're extremely good. And we were able to get 8 best in classes. And the ones that I love is the best artificial intelligence assistant. That's Lucy. We're going to talk about her. Best marketing platform, best platform. So tons of good stuff here for us to cover. All right. So what is inside of Rechat? I'm speaking super fast, and I'm doing that on purpose to cover a bunch of these stuff, give you an overview feel. Sean is going to show you some of the product, and hopefully we can get on a call and actually slow things down a little bit. But Rechat has 4 key components in it. All right. It has a studio, which is your entire marketing platform and content creation. It has a people center, which is the heart of your CRM. It has deals, your transaction management, and it has Lucy, your AI assistant. All right. So these are the 4 key components in Rechat. But the biggest point I want to get across and I want your attention on are the little toggles underneath each of them. The Rechat is highly modularized. You literally don't have, you can use all 4 or you can use just one. It all depends on what your technology stack look like today, what commitments you have, what products you love that you have today, and what you don't like. You just pick the puzzle pieces that you like, and you don't have to rip and replace everything in your stack as it stands today. So let me just break down into Studio, people, a little bit just to give you a feel of what's inside of each of these. All right, Studio. This is where you create all of your content, all of your marketing. And as you can see, all these little components, these are very robust products. First of all, Studio is that simple. You have a very robust email platform, a print platform that integrates with Express Docs and is a range of other print providers, a social media platform. Social media, we're integrated with Facebook, with Instagram. So anything you create with one click, you can share. An ad platform, video, website platform, and presentation. So as you can see, this is typically amongst 5 or 6 different products. It all comes under one roof with Rechat. I'm going to show you some of these quickly, but before I get into that, I want to point out that the best thing about the Rechat Studio is that your brand is yours. You can get in there and you can fully own everything about your brand, from your colors to your fonts to everything, to the brand style. Now you can set this for the entire organization. You can have specific agents or teams to have, or offices to have a very different brand experience. So you have full control as the admin to decide how you want your brand to show up. You also have full control in terms of what assets to show within the marketing center, which parts of these assets to be locked versus open for editing. So it's, the product is that simple for the agent, but it's also extremely powerful for the admins in the back to do what they want to do. I'm going to show you some of the key components in Studio, and I'm not going to take a lot of time. But the first thing that agents love is this presentation tool. They can create this beautiful, stunning, really data-rich CMAs just within minutes. And it's a huge asset if they're going to a listing presentation, if they're part of a competitive bid. this is going to be a huge win for them to walk in with it. And when they get the listing with, once they go through that, then one of my favorite features in the product is the fact that as soon as the listing hits the MLS system, Rechat will act like the assistant, like a marketing assistant for your agents. It would immediately go to work and it would create the entire marketing campaign for that listing. So just imagine that a listing hits the market and within minutes, your agent has an entire marketing campaign created for them. This is their social media stories. This is their posts. This is videos, print material, website, beautiful, gorgeous email. So everything is created for them, for every agent, whether they're tech savvy or not. And with one click, if they want, they can then further advertise this stuff. They look gorgeous, they're beautiful, they're automatically getting distributed for them if they want to with a click. And then they can just click a couple of numbers here and also boost those ads. I'm a pretty tech savvy guy. I'm not comfortable getting into Meta and all those other tools. This makes it super simple. And I think for a lot of agents, this is an extremely easy product to use. So email platform, website, print, all of that within one experience, your studio. Again, and all of that you can turn on and off depending on your needs. But this is the most powerful content creation and distribution engine. And you can create all sorts of branded stuff like we talked about. So that's studio. All right. That's one key component. Now, the next one that I want to show you is people. And if you use people and you can have your own CRM system. But if you happen to use people inside of Rechat, then your marketing even gets more exciting because now you have all those data to make it more targeted marketing and personalized. Now, what's inside of our people center? This is a very robust and very simple to use CRM on your mobile phone, on your desktop. And a couple of things I'm going to point out. So the system is fully integrated with your Google, with your Outlook. So whatever email communication, whatever calendar invites, whatever you have going on in there, it's going to be automatically synced up with your app, which makes it very simple to use. It also syncs with your iPhone, with your Android. It has a very robust lead routing system. We're integrated with almost majority of the website providers out there, and it's very simple to plug and play this. But then you can set up all this sophisticated lead routing for your offices, based on geography, based on price points, based on people's experiences and whatnot. So that's the people center, a very robust CRM system, right built into the same app that you can turn on and off. The next one is transaction management system, a very robust transaction management system, document storage, MLS data, real-time compliance on your mobile phone, on your desktop. We're also excited to announce that we are about to launch a really big integration with SkySlope, where within the Rechat experience, you will have all of your forms and signature from SkySlope automatically populated. So you don't need to use SkySlope as a product. You just use Rechat, but you have access to the most latest forms. We also have a lot of insight and analytics for that to give visibility. The last piece that I'm going to touch on and then pass it to Sean here is Lucy. Lucy is my favorite part of the product. She's an AI assistant and she can do wonders. It's super easy to use Lucy. That absolutely requires no training. You just pick up Lucy and say, Lucy, create a website for me. Lucy, I need a marketing piece. I need an email. I need an Instagram post, and Lucy will create those for you. So I hope that gives you an overview of the product, studio, deals, and your people center with Lucy on top of that. The product is very simple to use. But we also heavily invest in training and workshops. We have everyday live workshops. We have on-demand training that we highly recommend folks to join because we teach best practices and whatnot. We also answer every message that comes in for support under 44 seconds. So we are always there helping our members to get through any issues that they may have, any questions they may have. We receive over 97% five-star reviews on the product. And now I want to pass it on to Sean for a little demo so you can show some of the favorite features we have in the product. And by the way, you can scan this right now with your QR code. I would love for anybody to go to rechat.com or go to this page and just request that demo. That's the simplest way to get a hold of us, and we'll jump on a call with you, and then we can just take our time. I don't have to speak so fast, and we can go through all these features together. With that being said, I'm going to pass it on to Sean, and he's going to give us some of the feature overviews.
Thanks, Shai. Good job. Nice to meet everyone. If I had an opportunity to meet you in New Orleans, good to see you again if we haven't had an opportunity to meet each other. My name is Sean Harkley. I'm the head of sales here at Rechat. And really, my goal over the next, we'll call it 15 minutes, is to give you just a very brief snapshot into the Rechat platform. If you want to do a deeper dive, as Cheyenne alluded to, we can set up a time to do a deeper dive. This is really just the tip of the iceberg, but there's really 4 or 5 key experiences that I'm going to dig into just to give you an idea of what your agents and what brokerages that leverage Rechat are capable of doing on the fly on their phone or on the computer if they happen to like working from a computer. As Cheyenne alluded to, one of our secret weapons, or one of the main reasons why brokerages adopt our technology, is because they want it to be in the right place at the right time. Agents want to be able to pull their phone out and do all of the important activities that they need to do on a daily basis. So I'm on an iPhone today. I have the native iPhone application downloaded onto my phone. And this is really the experience that an agent would get when they log into the platform, or any user would get when they log into the platform. It really incorporates the important things that agents should be thinking about on a daily basis, such as who do I need to contact, who's in my sphere of influence that I should touch base with. We know that 8 to 10% of an agent's sphere of influence either transacts on an annual basis or knows someone who's looking to work with a realtor. So, how do we increase the likelihood of your agents succeeding at that activity of maintaining top of mind awareness? We make the process of staying in touch with their database accessible, easy, and fun to use. So at the very top of the page, my Rechat app is letting me know who I need to contact today. And I can even quickly and easily go into any one of my contacts' profiles, send them a video message. Hey, Doug, happy birthday. Would love to grab coffee. You can text them, you can email them, all of which is logged on the phone in the palm of their hands. For agents that don't like that one-to-one personalized outreach, if they have a massive sphere of influence with maybe hundreds or thousands of contacts, that's where they would leverage the automation built into Rechat's People Center to automatically recognize who they haven't touched base with in a while, set them up on a flow engages with their sphere of influence. All right. As Cheyenne alluded to, we also have a full Google and Outlook integration. So I have all of the things on my agenda today feeding into my home screen of Rechat. So if I have an open house scheduled, a buyer tour scheduled, a listing appointment scheduled, a client meeting that may be online, there's a full bi-directional synchronization, and it's keeping me on top of everything that I have on the agenda on that given day. Now, one of the key pieces that definitely drives a tremendous amount of value to agents and brokerages that leverage Rechat is our marketing studio or marketing center. So, as an agent, something we hear all the time is, I have to go to Canva or I have to go to these solutions in order to design things. Nothing looks good. It's difficult and cumbersome. So, when building Rechat, we wanted to give an agent everything they need to boost exposure on their listing inventory at the palm of their hands. So, let's run through a hypothetical situation of the Rechat platform. Maybe I'm an agent. Maybe I just listed this beautiful $30 million Links Drive property and I'm hosting an open house this weekend and I want to get something onto my Instagram account or Facebook account to let the people who follow me know, come on out and let's check out this beautiful property together. When I click on any one of my active listings, what Rechat actually does is build a full list of campaigned and designed assets that I can use to promote online. Video content, Instagram content, print content, email content, all without me needing to enter any of that listing information or any of those listing photos. Everything is completely on brand and very professional looking, especially when you're representing a listing of this caliber or working with the people that Who's Who agents typically work with who value branding and a professional experience very much. For agents that do like to make minor tweaks to these types of assets, you can even do that on your mobile phone without needing to pull out a computer. So maybe I like this really beautiful photo of the front of the property with a really nice car in the driveway that I wish I could afford. I can make that change from here and then save and share direct to Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, you name it. I can post online directly from the Rechat application without needing to save it to my camera roll and get it online. So the key takeaway here is that not only does Rechat make it super easy, accessible, and fun for agents to engage with their sphere of influence, we make it easier than ever to build really amazing marketing content to help boost exposure for your listings, build your personal brand, and do a lot of really other cool things on the phone. So this is just the tip of the iceberg. If you want to dig deeper into the mobile app, we can absolutely do that. But for now, I'm going to hop over to the computer and show you a couple things that we can do on the computer, which is something called Agent Network, which allows you to build beautifully branded emails and promote them to other agents who transact in a given radius around your listings. I'm going to show you the full listing marketing hub on the computer where you can dig into further marketing assets for your listings. And then last but not least, we talked about Lucy, or Cheyenne highlighted Lucy, which is your AI virtual assistant. And we're going to prompt Lucy to build some really cool things for us without actually personally needing to do the work. All right. Now, let's go over to the computer screen. Now, hopefully everyone can see my computer screen, but this is what the Rechat application looks like on your desktop or on the computer. A lot of marketing teams that are supporting agents of full service brokerages who use Rechat will do so from the computer. If you're an agent that goes into the office or likes to work on your computer, it looks and feels very similar to the mobile app, and that's by design. We don't want you to have to reorient yourself whenever you switch between platforms. We want it to be an intuitive and comfortable whenever you log into the platform. Okay. So on the today page of my computer, I've got several people that I should contact. I've got all of my meetings feeding into my today's highlights. I can see at the very top here different platforms that I quickly and easily log into. So if I need to go into my Google account or, log into realtor.com, I can do so within a single click of the mouse from my today page on the computer. Now, I briefly mentioned something called Agent Network, and most brokerages, when they're going through a full demo of Rechat, nearly fall off their chair when they see this capability. So, as I mentioned earlier, imagine a world where you could pick any one of your personal active listings or any one of your brokerage's active listings if you're a brokerage staff member, draw a radius around that listing between a quarter mile and up to 20 miles, pull in and aggregate all of the information of agents who are actively listing properties in that radius or representing buyers in that radius, see their volume over the past 18 months, see their average price point, and curate a list to send that new listing that you just landed out to them to help boost exposure. I'm going to show you how that's done with Rechat. So I'll go ahead, I can see all of my active listings here, but I'm going to go ahead and select 5959 Collins Avenue. And I'm going to say, hey, Rechat, or hey, Agent Network, build me a list of all the agents who've transacted within 3 miles of this listing recently. So in a matter of seconds, Rechat has built me a list of 1,987 agents who actively list and represent buyers within 3 miles of this property. I can see their email address, their phone number, their volume, their average price point, their brokerage affiliation. And of course, you're probably not going to send it to all 1,987 agents, right? I've already identified one that probably will not have a buyer for this very expensive and exclusive listing that I have. Sorry, Nivaldo, you're not going to get notified. Your average price point is 705. You probably don't have someone in your Rolodex. So for the purpose of demonstrating that you can consolidate this list and really build a very high quality list, I can remove him from it. But I'm just going to assume the other 1,986 agents are all very good and definitely want to check out this property or may know someone who does. I can then go into the eBlast section, and we looked a little bit at the marketing studio or marketing center on my phone, but this is what the experience is like on the computer. So I can choose any given template or status that is applicable for this listing. So in the situation I just mentioned, I just listed this property. I can then choose a template that I like the look of, and feel of. I can either schedule it or send it out immediately. I can create a campaign around it if I'm a member of the marketing team. But as soon as I click the action that I want, it goes ahead and builds a very beautiful email template for me that's ready for prime time, ready to go out. It has my brokerage branding, my personal branding if I'm a member of a team and I have my own team logo, team colors, and team fonts. I can make quick and easy edits to this. Everything is on brand. So if I wanted to remove the unit number for whatever reason, I can do that in here. I can choose fonts that are applicable to this template. And when I click save and continue, it's going to build the full recipient list based on what pulled in from Agent Network, and I can send it out. So imagine a world, literally in 2 minutes or less, pick a listing, generate a high quality list, build an email that looks unbelievable, and send it out to gain impressions and exposure on the listing. How amazing is that? It's honestly one of the greatest features of Rechat, and brokerages not only are increasing the exposure on their listing inventory, they're using Agent Network in their listing presentations to help secure the listing. And in certain circumstances, they're even using it as an impression on other local agents from a recruitment and retention standpoint. All right. Now, I'm going to show you two more things before we open it up to Q&A. We talked a little bit about listing marketing and having everything at your fingertips. We kind of viewed that on the computer, but I can now look at this listing marketing hub on we looked at it on the phone. We can now look at it on the computer here. So anytime you have an active listing, if you wanted to build a campaign, you can go into each and every one of your active listings, see all of the different content that Rechat has built for you. So I can see several different emails it's built for me for things like open houses. I can see social posts, stories, print marketing assets. I can order print marketing assets direct via Express Docs through Rechat to be shipped to me or shipped to a given neighborhood or shipped to a list of recipients. So it does not get easier for the brokerage and your agents to really build your brand in a professional way across all core mediums. Okay. Now, Cheyenne's favorite part of the platform is Lucy. She happens to be one of my favorite parts of the platform as well. So what we've done with Lucy is you can actually go to Lucy in the top right-hand corner here, click in and go into Lucy. Or on the home screen of Rechat, there's a little prompt down at the bottom that says, "Hey, what can I do for you today?" If you're on your phone, you can verbally say, "Hey, Lucy, do something for me." But what I'm going to say is, build me website for Links Drive. I think it's 107 Links Drive. Okay. What Lucy then does is she finds the listing information for me. If anybody has the Domino's app on their phone, it's the pizza order tracker. We've kind of incorporated that type of thing into Rechat where you know the step that Lucy's at in the process. And in literally what? How long did that take? 20 seconds. Lucy built me a beautiful listing website through our marketing center for my 1007 Links Drive, Miami property address. It's pulled in all of the listing information, the year it was built, a tagline about my personal business, spotlight about the property, you name it. And then my contact information down at the bottom. I can even do things like incorporate lead capture on these websites. So if I wanted to capture information from my listing website and feed those leads directly into my CRM to follow up with, you have those capabilities within our platform. Okay. So super, super neat. Lucy is an absolute game changer. She's an assistant for any agents that don't have a real life assistant. And when you hear about the AI being incorporated in businesses and getting it to work smarter for you and really help you push the boundaries, these are the types of things that, organizations like T360 recognize. We're doing it in a meaningful way for agents. All right. Now, I'm about to wrap up the quick high-level demo. If you want to get an additional demo, drop a comment in the comment section. Go to our website, request a demo, reach out to the team at Luxury Real Estate. Would be more than happy to do a deeper dive with you. All right. So I'm going to stop sharing. I'm going to let Megan and Cheyenne come back on, and then we can wrap up.
One thing I will say, we had a couple people reply to the email that we sent asking for the recording. So I'm really glad we're recording this because there are a lot of people who couldn't make it and really want to be in on what we're talking about today. So thanks so much. Did we get to all of the questions that we have in our Q&A? I think we did.
We did. We tried to get back to the questions as they were coming in, and I appreciate everyone engaging with us. And again, I think Megan, this was a very high level, very quick overview that we kind of wanted to give a feel of the different parts of Rechat. I think it's extremely important whether you're actively in the market looking for a new solution or just want to learn a little bit more about kind of what's out there. We'll be more than willing to speak with you about kind of how what Rechat does and how it could potentially be a solution for you after understanding a little bit more uh, about your business as well. And Thomas, thank you so much for the kind words. Thomas is impressed. I hope number of folks here are impressed. I appreciate it.
That's cool. I will say, when I talk to agents and brokers, constantly people are saying, well, AI is really cool, but what do I do with it? How do I'm an agent. I'm selling, I'm doing deals. I'm working with people. How do I use AI? And it's like, well, you don't have to figure that out. There are a lot of really smart people in the property technology space who've done the work, and a lot of us will just get to take advantage of it if we partner with the right people. So
Yeah, I find that
Absolutely.
I use AI on a daily basis, and it's like, okay, what's a task that would normally take me a long time to do that I can automate, so I can free up more time for high value activities. And I feel like that is Lucy to a T, right? If an
yeah,
agent's worried about getting in front of clients, being out in the field, but they know that building this marketing presence online is important, they can get Lucy to automate the creation of those things that would otherwise take up a tremendous amount of time, allowing them to be back in the field doing more of the work that they know and love that really helps
right.
drive the business.
That's
So.
exactly what we all want is the tools that enable us to be working at our highest and best use, you know, for sure.
Absolutely. We had a really good question. If you don't mind, I'm just going to touch on that. Jennifer Menke asks, thank you so much, Jennifer, for asking this question. Jennifer wanted to know if she can use if her office and admin, they have a extensive, I guess, marketing team, and they can do the work on behalf of the agents. And this is a really good question. The answer is yes. One of the where WeChat shines is that the suite of impersonation mode facilities that we have inside the product. We call it full service mode. And your admin will be able to work on behalf of individual agents without even having to switch accounts and whatnot from their own account. Or there's also facilities for them to do work on behalf of groups of agents, so such as doing campaigns and doing more mass marketing for them. But the beauty of this is that if you're using the entire studio system, they can help them with their website. They can help them with their email campaigns, social campaigns, video, open houses. So all sorts of different functionalities across the board. Thank you for that question. That's a great one.
Yeah, thanks for sharing. I think that there may be people who have similar questions, and we have a lot of good questions in the question answer field.
Another good question from Andrew that just came out. So I'm not going to type it, Andrew. I'll just speak to it. But Andrew's asking that he noticed that we have this macro website, the single property website. We have it for agents, we have it for teams and listings. And Andrew wanted to know if we also have websites for the main brokerage. And the answer is yes. We also have a full brokerage website solution that allows you to have all sorts of different things. We have a partnership with Local Logic, so we have a lot of engaging neighborhood information on these pages, stats, local data, but you can have blogs, you can have buyer guides, all sorts of different things that you want to have a full-fledged website for the brokerage or the teams as well.
Thomas asked about WhatsApp connection. So one of the things you can actually do in Rechat is when you're building a marketing content piece, you don't necessarily have to post it onto social. You can send it out via text, you can send it out via email, you can send it out via WhatsApp. So if you have a group of like international buyers all in a WhatsApp group or just people that you typically market to via WhatsApp, all of the marketing content that you're building in Rechat can be shared on WhatsApp. And we actually are working with a company in the Bahamas that do that. A lot of their people they communicate with via WhatsApp. So they're creating these marketing assets, and instead of emailing out, they're sending them out in their WhatsApp group.
I think those are some of the main questions as I'm going through these.
Yeah, but good questions, everybody. Pat yourselves on the back. I always think good questions are a mark of like good attention. Like people are paying attention enough to know what they don't know, which is good.
No, absolutely. And again, I think, we try to go very fast. So, for me, I'm the kind of person that likes to go fast and slow. So I actually appreciate being able to slow things down and kind of understand it, ask questions and whatnot. So again, if you found this session to be interesting enough, we would love for you to kind of set up a call with us, just, and then we can actually take the time to show you more of the product. There's a lot of things that we didn't cover. Jennifer is also asking a question about the integration with SkySlope. So this is a new integration that we will be announcing soon. This is the deepest integration any company has done with SkySlope before. And essentially what happens is that you're inside of Rechat, you're using the transaction management deals inside of Rechat, which is super robust. And when you want to use forms through the SkySlope API, we're pulling in all their forms from them and their signature, e-signature, and all of that. So your agents can be within the Rechat experience, but they would have access to live, up-to-date association forms. And the beauty of this is that it covers the entire nation, US, Canada, so you can have access, instant access to the latest forms right within Rechat on your mobile and your desktop, and have the e-signature component there too. And it actually ends up from a from a I would say from a pricing perspective and whatnot, a lot more affordable than using a DocuSign as an example. That's another integration that we have in the product that we offer, but this is a pretty robust one. And Thomas is asking, do you have an AI bot integrations to talk to buyers or sellers automatically? Lucy doesn't do that today. We are integrated with other products. We're integrated with a product called Roof AI. There's a new integration that we're announcing with Homestack. So there's a number of products out there that are offering a AI bot kind of customer searching kind of experience. So there's a number of those that we're integrated with that you could use through the platform. And Heather's asking if the recording will be available. Megan, where would the recording be?
Well, we can park it in a number of places, but usually we put webinars, depending on what your level of comfort is with putting it out there. We can either email it back to people or we can put it like on our YouTube. If you want it to be out there, we can park it in our luxury lounge if you want it behind the wall. So we can discuss either or all options, whatever works for you guys. So.
Sounds great. I think for everyone on the call, we'll definitely take the initiative to email you a copy of the recording. It'll definitely be hosted on the Who's Who Luxury kind of board, and then maybe we even kind of release it on YouTube. We'll have that discussion. That would be great.
Okay. Yeah. Great.
Thank you, Heather. Thank you, everyone, for engaging. Nothing is more heartwarming than having, as you said, audience actually asking questions and talking. So this is great. Really appreciate it. Are there any more questions coming in? I think the ones that we have here, we answered most of them, if not all, up and down. Okay. Well, what I can say is that there's a lot of parts of Rechat we were not able to show you today. So hopefully when we get on a call, we can actually show you some of that as well. There's still at least 3 or 4 more parts that my favorite that we haven't covered today. But I think as of now we've answered everything, Megan.
I think that we've got to every question that's been asked, and we will have a follow-up email with everyone who's been on this webinar, and we'll discuss how people can access the recording. so that we can forward it on to people as well. But yeah, I want to thank both of you for being here. Like I said, we've enjoyed our partnership tremendously, you know, from the standpoint of getting to know their product and you know, sort of being proud of the accolades that they've received. We love to align ourselves with best-in-class companies, and Rechat is certainly at the top of their game, and we're happy to be able to share what they're doing with the members of Who's Who in Luxury Real Estate. So thanks everyone for being a part of this, and have a great day.
Thank you.
Thank you, Megan, for the kind words. Thank you, everybody. Really appreciate your time. Hope we all meet you soon. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.